Alright, hi, I'm Bryan. I am the cameraman of the Philippine Ruby Users. I am the cameraman of the Philippine Ruby Users Group. So yeah, I'm the guy behind that. Anyway, so I'm going to talk tonight about something related to Ruby, not related to JavaScript or stuff. Just I'm just going to prepare my setup in a while. I'm just going to check a bit.
You need the wireless mouse.
Nope. Ano really? Abot ba? I-focus na sa screen.
Okay.
Hello, mic test. Check
Yes. Po-promote.
check lang natin kung may internet ako. Kung wala, may-connect ako kay... I'm just going to check the internet because this requires the internet. Anyway, so yeah. So my talk is about what you call Plan C. What's this Plan C all about? So say you want to build a Ruby app, a Rails app, Sinadra, whatever. What are your options in development? What in your development environment? What are you going to use for your development environment? Since you're going to create a Ruby web app, it's usually going to be deployed on a Linux server, whether on Amazon EC2, DigitalOcean, or Linode. You're going to deploy it usually on an Ubuntu server. Some weird guys use Red Hat or CentOS. But essentially, the point is, if you're going to develop professionally, you want to develop as close as possible to your target environment. Otherwise, you're going to encounter unexpected bugs, and those unexpected bugs are hard to debug, especially if you're using a very different environment. So what are your options? Your plan A is, of course, to use a Linux machine. So if you're going to deploy on, say, an Ubuntu 14.04, your machine should be Ubuntu 14.04 64-bit. So this laptop is dual booted to Ubuntu 14.04. So if I'm going to develop, I really have no problem because it's practically the same environment. Unfortunately, not everyone is using Linux. Some people use, most of the Ruby developers, at least the more professional ones, use Mac because, it's just, we're paid a lot. And some other people have this OS. So what if you have these OS? What are your options? Your plan B is virtualization. So if you're going to develop, even if a Mac is a Nix environment, you want it to be as close as possible. Sure, you're going to use Vagrant or VirtualBox. I'm not sure if I have VirtualBox installed. So no, I don't have VirtualBox installed. So what? Yeah, there's a extension pack that needs a VirtualBox. But anyway, what if you don't have this installed? You don't have that, or you really need to develop, you don't have a Linux machine, and you don't have this. You can't install this for some odd reason. So you have your plan C, which is cloud. So you're going to develop on a cloud-based IDE. So what are your options in cloud-based IDEs? I think the most popular option would be Nitrous.io. I think many of you should have heard about Nitrous.io. But there are also other options. One alternative is I find a little bit better than Nitrous.io is Code.io. I'm not sure if it's Code.io or Code.io, but yeah, it's Code.io. So how do you use these cloud IDEs? So of course, if you want to do that, you first go to the website. So for Nitrous, Nitrous is at Nitrous.io. But this is the app already. Not sure. And Code.io would be, this one. So Nitrous.io, code whatever, set up your development environment in 60 seconds, but it's usually a bit longer than that nowadays. And same thing with the Code.io. You just sign up, sign in, and you are going to be able to create your own environment. So for this demo, I am going to make a simple demo on how these things are used. So for Nitros, if you sign in, you're going to have this boxes. These are your boxes. It's running because it's a Ruby on Rails box. I said it beforehand because it's going to take a while to install the dependencies. So this is what I'm going to demo a bit later. But if you're going to sign up and sign in to Nitros.io, this is the create a box dialog. So you can choose a template. It's going to pre-install requirements. So you can choose Ruby, Node, Python, Go, Golang, and PHP. And for the free account, you just get 160 of this Nitros thing. But since I already used 120, yeah, that's going to do. And set up the get repo. If you've done that, since you don't have enough N2O, this is what it will look like. So open the IDE. So you have an IDE. It's going to check out. Partly it couldn't connect. No, it's going to connect. Yes, it's going to connect. So you have a console here, and you have your workspace, and it already has. So let's check which Ruby. So it's already installed its own version of Ruby. I'm not sure if this is RBN or RBM. I think it's RBM. No, it's something. They just installed a version of Ruby. I think it's based on your what do you call this? Your Ruby version. But I think we should drag this on the top so you guys can see. I'm not sure how you can move that. Yeah. Workspace. So yeah, I think that's how it determined what to install. And it's already installed Ruby. The only thing you need to do is the usual bundle install. The usual bundle install and set up your stuff. Same thing is, same approach is done here in Podio. So just sign up to Podio. One difference in Podio is if you're going to create a public project, you can create as many public projects as you want. So here we're going to just try how to create a simple project. So let's create a project. You don't set the stuff that you have to install. You're going to install it afterwards, but it's going to be it's not hard to do, so we can do it right now. So demo, and our get repo will just use the frog repo just to show you how it's done. So it's going to create your new box. I'm not sure if it's box encoding or whatever. It's project. So same thing. You're going to have your IDE, and you can open your terminal in a single command also. I'm pretty sure Podio uses RBN, and as expected, RBN is complaining that it's not installed. So yeah, RBN is not installed, so we have to install it manually. So if you don't know it, just go to RBN to updates, CD plugins, Ruby build. So it pulls it, then Ruby in RBN installed. So yeah, just install it. But again, this is going to take some time, so we're just going to skip this and move on to the other stuff. Anyway, so I already discussed about the Ruby part. The next part would be the other part, which is your other dependencies. So if we're going to use this app well, this is Pinoy RB. If you look at the database config, well, it's using PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL is not installed by default in Nitros.io or in Codio or in other web IDEs. You're going to have to install those. So you're going to install those using, for Nitros it's AutoParts. For Codio it's a fork of AutoParts, which is BoxParts. Basically what this is package managers. Well, it's a package manager. You just call parts command and parts install. Say if you want to install PostgreSQL, you're going to enter parts install PostgreSQL. So here we have in Nitros.io. No, this is Codio. They already have this auto parts. So if you want to install, say, MySQL, you can run install, or you can run the parts install MySQL on the database, on the console. I mean. So Postgres have already installed Postgres and it's already running in our system. And yeah, once you do it, you just change the settings accordingly. So database YAML, just rename the username. It uses local socket for Postgres, so I just had to rename from the default Pinoy RB. I renamed it to the username, which is action, and yeah, just ran rate db create. So that's just. So are we in the folder? No. So I've already installed the stuff. I can just run bundle sec real. But I've already created the database, so it's not going to do anything anyway. Same thing in Codio. If you want to install the stuff, I'm just going to leave this and go to my other project, the working project. So it already exists. No need to install, no need to create. Same thing if I want to run the migrate. But I've already run that, so I don't need to do anything anyway. So for Codio, yeah. So far, I'm just going to run PostgreSQL. There's a bug that I encountered earlier, and this demo won't work until I restart the PostgreSQL manually. So yeah, RateDB migrate didn't output anything because it's already up to date. So just to run the application, so it since the RateDB create and RateDB migrate are running correctly, it means that our database is set up correctly. Same thing here. If we go and run that in RateDB create, hopefully this works. Anyway, I'm just going to run the BinRails server so that you can see it's working. So yeah, it's already working. It's already created. So I don't need to run the RateDB migrate because I've already run that before. So if you run the server, so Pinoy RB uses Puma. If you're using something else, obviously it's going to run something else. So it's listening on port 3000. To view that, just go to the preview and yeah, port 3000. You open that, it should show you your app. So yeah, same thing here. The difference I think in Codio is I think both in Codio and Nitros.io, their default port is already redirecting to port 3000. So even if I do this, it's should point. No, it doesn't point. I think it's a nitrous. But anyway, point is you are able to open it and run this app. So if you're going to change your stuff, if you're going to develop stuff, it's going to be pretty much the same. Though I haven't really tinkered around with this, so I don't know how to set the Vim mode. So I probably won't be able to develop here productively anyway. But for worst case scenarios, again, this is your plan C. So the cloud. If you need to set up an environment and you have decent internet connection, which is kind of rare in this country, you will be able to set up an environment as long as you know how to set up what dependencies are required, what configuration settings you need to do. So yeah, I think, is there anything I missed? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right. I have a question.
Question.
Can you actually copy an image of that box, then apply it on other user?
As far as I know, it should be possible. They're just virtual machines. I'm not sure if they're Docker images. I'm not sure if they're really virtual settings that they can export it. I haven't tried that, but let's see. Use Vim key bindings. I'm not sure if it's possible for Nitros. There's no obvious tools there. There's PhoneGap here. Deployment, this is more for, let's see. You can, not sure what this does. It's possible that this creates an image of your environment. I'm really not sure if that's possible. Box work? Export a zip for the settings. I think it's possible, but I haven't tried it yet. Questions? Other questions? So yeah, again, if you really have to develop and you don't have any machine available, you only have an iPad and a Bluetooth keyboard and decent internet, this might be an option for you guys. Anyway, so it seems that there's no more questions. So